Hello, and welcome back to the Coop De Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher and Tommy Lazaridis to discuss Liverpool versus Aston Villa from Sunday. Yep, not the result we wanted. A bit of a poor performance from Villa, and going into the international break, not what we needed. But we will be getting into all that and this. Okay, so yeah, welcome back to Coop De Villa. We're here to discuss Liverpool versus Aston Villa, and I'm going to go to you, Tommy, first because it was a disappointing day for the Villains. We were outclassed, and it didn't really look like getting anything from this game from the start. And it all started, of course, with the goal from Dominic Sloboshai. But was it offside? Should it have been disallowed for Mohamed Salah being in front of Emi Martinez in his eye line?
Are you only going to me first, Scott, because you know I'm going to cut someone off? All those bloody haters in the comments lately.
That's
but
it.
We
Yeah,
love
you
it.
can't.
We love it. I'm not going to change. If you go back to episode 1, it's been consistent.
That's it. That's why we have you. You know, you've got plenty to say, and sometimes you just can't. You can't wait for someone to finish.
I can't, honestly. I'm like yogurt to someone that's lactose intolerant. I just can't hold it in. I'm just about to burst with excitement. So no, yeah, I think Martinez's view was impeded by the player. And to be honest, if it was the other way around, probably would have been given. I did see a comment, and I know VAR saved us. You know, a lot of people come to whenever Villa comment regarding VAR, they keep bringing up that Sunderland goal. I think VAR genuinely was probably brought in to provide insulation to the big six, right? It's almost this system they can invoke. And to be honest, there is preferential treatment. Probably doesn't get used as much as it should for non-big six teams. I'm not saying that should be pending some sort of investigation. # Howard Webb, # look into it. But yeah,
conspiracy theories, abundance.
Yeah. I've only got the brown hat tonight. The tinfoil one's back on the shelf. So no, I think Martinez was impeded. Now that being said, we did have some chances. So I'm saying it could have been a different dynamic if we did go up. I know you'll probably touch on the high line that I know Emery loves, but it somewhat gets exposed a bit more than likely all of a sudden. So I think teams are onto us. We need to be able to adjust. But yeah, starting first goal wasn't great, and then fucking Cash idiot can't stop scoring, but at the wrong end this time. So I think the second goal did more damage than the first. I thought
I would agree.
I thought we actually fought where we needed to. We had some chances. I mean, I think Diaby's, we better start performing what he's gone in 2 years. So
he was a bright spark. No, I agree. Yeah. I think I don't feel as bad with this result as I did with the Newcastle result, Noah. I do agree with Tommy that the goal should have been disallowed, the first goal. I think we've seen things like that happen to Villa. I remember John McGinn scored a goal against Arsenal a few years ago when we won 3-0 there. And
Ross Barkley offside.
Yes, similar things. There was another one, of course, this week with the Man City Fulham with the Kanji in the way of Ake's header, and that seemed to cause a bit of controversy, but not this one particularly was spoken about that much. But getting back to the game, I sort of felt like we never threw in the towel. We never it was bad by any metric. We were bad, right? But I just felt like it wasn't embarrassing at any point. And, we've had 3 away games in our first 4. It's been a tough start. We've had injuries. And so I don't think it's as bad as some people are saying online.
Yeah, I mean, I did think it was quite bad. But the only reason I think that is because the bar we've been set. Emery set such a high bar of expectation, what we should expect as fans. And that was quite far below it. Every time we kind of had, I guess, glimpses in the game, Liverpool would go score. Like just before, obviously, Matty Cash scored the own goal. We kind of had a few chances that would have made it.
John McGinn had a great chance on his left.
That was
on
a
his left peg.
Normally, you'd see him slot that away. It just wasn't our day. As you said, we didn't really hand the towel, but we didn't really dominate long patches of the game. Like I would say they dominated more of the game than we did, for example.
Oh, definitely. I think we were well and truly second best.
Like it could have been a lot more. Like let's be honest, they could have scored a lot more.
Exactly.
We weren't at it. That's what I'd have to say. We weren't at it like we normally are, and to only be a 3-0 loss, I actually think that's a blessing for us. I know we could have scored some, but they could have scored 5.
Yeah, I never felt like we were absolute shambles like I did think in that last half hour against Newcastle, where every time they went forward, they scored. And we really looked like a team that, didn't know how to defend at one point in that game. I felt in this game, we had a plan. We had the high line, as Tommy spoke about earlier. Now, did the plan get put into place very well? No, because we had no pressure on Trent Alexander, especially playing those balls over the top. Like, if we're going to play the high line, someone needs to be in his face. And I think a lot of people were speaking about how they thought Dougie had a okay game. I think him and Kamara had a poor game because there was no pressure on the ball in their midfield at any point. Anyone?
I think we got bullied, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
I think that's probably one thing that I've realised post-transfer window, that we probably do lack that hard nut. Someone like a Calvin Phillips or an Amrabat. Right, these are just comparisons. Not saying we could sign them, love to, but we lack a hard man, just that kind of intimidating physical presence. You just worry when you come up to him, and somebody who's not afraid to put a tackle in. Get a bit rough and tough, and take one for the team. Not saying a red card magnet, but kind of need a bit of a hard nut in this team, a bit of a general in the midfield. But yeah, I thought we got exposed. I thought, like my dad's a neutral, right? He watched the highlights. He goes, "Oh, you guys had your chances." He goes, "It's not like you got smashed." I mean, I think the scoreline probably doesn't justify the performance from Villa. But yeah, just not giving up, and that's something key. I really think that Liverpool and Newcastle, if we're to progress anywhere into the top 7, or we've done our predictions start of the season, these are the games we need to pick up points if we want to compete with these teams up there, right? If not, we're just going to be mid-pack, and so it's great to smash Everton and Burnley, and looks like everyone's doing that, to be honest.
All right, that's what I was going to say as well, Tommy. Like at the moment, we've only beaten in the Premier League a couple of teams that we should be beating. Like we really should be beating those sides. But
should we? 2 years ago, away at Burnley, definitely not guaranteed 3 points.
You're telling I just think that the way we're progressing, their games we are expected to win.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and I think. But it's also football's football, right? Like I think that the way Liverpool played on Sunday, I think they might have beat Man City.
They were good. They were.
They were. And if we're going to get something at Anfield, realistically, we need Liverpool to be a little bit off it.
We've got to be 100% at it. That's what
I'm saying. We also need to be on it.
Yeah.
Exactly, Noah.
Yeah, definitely. And we weren't. And I agree. But I just think also we were blown away by a team that have gone 14 games without a defeat in the Premier League.
And I also think, I know the first goal changed a lot of structure, and I know that it would have hurt Emery's plan, but I still think if that goal was overruled, we still lose that 2-3-0 anyway. I just didn't, especially after they scored, I kind of thought, geez, we're not really growing into the game at the moment. We're not really playing well. Yeah. And then they scored the second, we're done.
We didn't start well. We had that good period where McGinn had a shot. Bailey came on for another injury for Carlos. I actually enjoyed that change. He went for an attacking change. I know we were down, but some teams, would have just stuck with the 5 at the back but he went for the attacking change, which I liked. Didn't really work. I don't think Bailey did a lot, but he had a few little moments. And then there was the Cash header that was a great save.
Has to score, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does have to score. It was in Allison's sort of area. And, if he puts it either side, he scores. But it was still a great save. And, things just didn't really go away because they go down the other end and make it 3-0 after that. And then it is all over Red Rover. So disappointing. Disappointing. I think, there was a lot of people senior players that didn't turn up. Kamara, McGinn, Ollie Watkins. And then you see Zaniolo come off the bench and give us a bit of a spark late in the game. And okay, the game's pretty much over at that point. They've taken their foot off the pedal, but he showed like some good touches.
He's a proper player. He is
He scored a
player.
point. I think he polled a point in everyone's vote, right? All the Villa fans, and he was on for 20, 30 minutes. And I think that's his second game in a row where he's provided some impact and looked really lively.
Zaniolo, he'll be starting a lot of games for us very soon. He is a proper.
We can rewind it. No,
player.
I said he's a baller. I've got a few Italian mates.
As soon as we were linked to him, you were the one that's speaking him up, Tommy.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about him.
I've got a lot of Italian mates that are big Roma fans. They love him. They go, he's a freak. And as you can see, we acquired half of Turkey as a fan base all of a sudden. But I think he's a baller. Do you think Zaniolo and Duran both come in for 2 out of the 3 of what?
I was really quite disappointed with Duran's cameo. No, I was disappointed with his cameo. I thought he really blew it. There were a couple of massive chances. Like that shot from like the edge of the box.
The shots were ridiculous.
They were horrific.
Yeah.
And that's not looking good for the manager at all. I mean, we sold Cameron Archer to prioritise Duran. And
who dominated.
By the way, how good was Archer on the weekend?
Mate. I kind of hope they go down, so we have to buy him back. Because
I'm just thinking, like, Duran should have passed. I know we're down 3-0. Yeah. I know we're down 3-0. But do not take shit shots like that.
The second one, especially, you've already done it once, right? You've already put it into the crowd from a ridiculous angle once. Don't try it again. But I mean, I guess he's a young kid. He was fiery. He was getting in Joe Gomez's face at one point. You know, he obviously, it's kind of, I do like the aggression, and maybe he was making.
But you got to be able to back it up.
Yeah, no,
unfortunately he didn't back it up.
No, it was disappointing, but Ollie has been really disappointing as well. I mean, apart from the hat trick against Hibs in the first leg, he hasn't really looked himself at all. And I think we're looking in a situation that we could have maybe a front two of Diaby and Zaniolo, maybe a front, maybe
Ollie get benched. Does Ollie get benched?
I think he gets probably another chance.
Yeah, I'd give another chance. He just works so much harder.
I get it, but like,
I know, like a work.
If he works hard and we lose 3-0, and he doesn't work hard and we lose 5-0, like I can live with that, Noah. But
I know. I'm saying, like,
Judge.
I was going to say it's only like you can only work hard for so long. Like you actually start scoring goals.
I don't actually think he works that well in this game, because we seem to give them the ball and like not press them at all. We're playing this high line and we're not pressing the ball. I didn't understand it. I mean, I know Emery must be thinking, well, if we have this high line, we force them to play the long ball, and that's what we want. We don't want them playing through the midfield. We want them to play that ball over the top, and we're ready for it. But you've got to make it as hard for them as possible, and that means getting in the face, making them, play the ball quicker than they want to, not being able to look up and have all the time in the world. It's it doesn't make a lot of sense from someone who's played football before. Like, we were always told, high line, pressure on the ball, no pressure on the ball, drop back, So
but I will say we have massively missed the leadership of Tyrone Mings in Newcastle away, especially. Like, what was this? Was it 2-0 when he went off, or 1-0?
I think it was 2-1.
2-1, so when he went off, yeah. That's a big moment to lose him. And in a game look, Anfield's a hard place to go. Someone like Pau Torres, first game at Anfield. Diego Carlos, first game at Anfield. It's a fucking hard place to go. I mean, to get a point there last year was unbelievable.
Exactly.
Wasn't Torres at fault for one of the goals again?
I felt like the first goal, well, there was the two set piece goals. And the first one, Kamara doesn't even clear the ball. It goes straight past him. Yeah. He kind of wafts a leg at it. Like, it's very lazy. And I thought he was in that kind of dream all day. Like, he was taking time when he didn't have time. He was, playing sloppy passes. It was just, he seemed to have just a really off game. And then the second goal comes again from another corner.
The second goal was the own goal.
No, the third goal. Sorry, I'm talking about. The own goal comes from the ball over the top again. Darwin Núñez gets in behind, hits the post. And
if Matty Cash doesn't go for that ball and they score, he cops it, right?
yeah,
He
I mean,
cops it. He goes
damned
for the
if you
ball.
do, damned if you don't.
It's an unlucky deflection off him. Like, what could he do? What could he do? Nothing.
Yeah,
no, I mean, like
the whole
he either
defense
lets
is at
it go
fault.
through his legs, and maybe someone's standing right behind him, and
Well,
they just tap it in. Like he doesn't know. So
I think the ball to be in that dangerous of a spot, whether it's come off Cash or if he misses it and then they score, right, for it to even get into that dangerous of a spot is pretty embarrassing on the whole defense. Again, I certainly think we missed Mings' leadership.
I think we missed Moreno too.
Yeah,
because I think Digne's played very well this season and he's got a lot of assists, but we just saw in this game. Yep.
He's sus. He's always been sus on defense, right? And I said he'll get exposed against the teams that we're meant to be challenging. Be nice to see what Longley can do if he comes in, right? Don't know the extent of Carlos's injury.
Yeah, I think Emery said it was too bad.
No.
I think
he said like 3 or 4 weeks maybe. So
I'm not saying like this year's just going to be a write-off, but it'd be a good season to test out the likes of Carlos, Torres, right? They might need 5-6 games to get some legs in them. Right? Like Carlos has barely played a season. Torres seems like it's going to take him a bit.
He's played more this season than he did all of last season already, Carlos.
That's right. So
yeah.
I think Torres is going to take a bit more adjusting than we liked. I really don't think he's living up to the price tag, to be honest. Longley, I think, is actually not a bad signing. I think he had a bad spell at Spurs. So we'll see how he goes. But I think some changes are needed in the front third. Zaniolo has to start. If he goes with Bailey again, like I love Emery, but that's just ridiculous.
I would definitely try Zaniolo and Diaby. I'd put where Watkins plays. I think that's perfect. I'd at least try it. Like we've got Palace next game, another game. Is that at home or is it away? I think it's away.
It's at home. It's at home.
Like, I think that's a good game to try it. Not when you have a hostile away crowd against you. At home, good time.
What about a 4-2-3-1 with like Kamara Luiz in the middle? Drop McGinn and play Zaniolo behind Watkins with Bailey and Diaby on either side.
I think that's good, Scott. I'll try it on FIFA, but when Unai Emery has his tactics, he's not going to go, all right, let's try something
different. He likes his right winger.
He likes his go-to, and he will keep working at it. So Football Manager, I'll give it a go.
Palace have defaulted back to a 4-4-2. Good to see.
Yeah, Roy Hodgson's back. It's literally Brexit football.
Love Big Boy. What happened to Big Karuna Bonlahor? Deadly duo.
Well, we should. No. Well, then if we're going to play the same formation, then I would bring in Zaniolo for Watkins.
Yeah, so
straight in. You think Ollie benched? Yeah, like I said, a hat trick against a relatively poor Hib side. There's a lot of turmoil at that club at the moment. Wish him all the best, but it is what it is. There's a lot of turmoil. They take that hat trick away. It's like, well, what's he done? Again, I know people love work rate, and I have my days where I love him, but I have my days where I say strike goals, mate. That's what we base it on, right? No one's going to say, oh, well, Ollie ran, an average of 8.5 kilometers a game, but I'd be like, well, he scored fucking 9 goals. That's pretty shit, especially if you're leading the line, right? And you've been taken off pens, right? So we'll see how many goals you really get now. Exactly. I always believe a good forward should be 15 to 20 goals without pens. Yeah. Right? Pens are a bonus.
Yeah, and he's had chances, and he's he put a few wide in the earlier games. He didn't get many chances in this particular game, but
Durant's a bit unco, but he knows where the back of the net is, and that's the difference between him and Ollie, right? And Durant's got pace,
he definitely knows where it is. He knows how to hit the advertising boards as well that are next to it.
Wow, to be honest, at least he's taking shots, Noah, mate. You're going to miss all the ones you don't take.
Look, he's young. He's young, and he's
missing the one. He's also missing the ones he does take.
He's young and he's raw, and he'll get better.
But they're comparing him to the likes of Benteke, right? He's strong, he's fast, he's
rapid, he's quick, he's very quick. Yeah. So
and he's got a bit of fight in him. I don't mind that. Rough up the defenders, go to head.
That's why I like him. I like seeing him go at Joe Gomez. That's something we haven't seen for a while. Like we're down 3-0. Like the game's dead. Then he's kind of fighting for the badge.
That's right. One thing even his Walsh. Sorry, go on.
That's right. No, that's right. I was going to say the one thing I was really impressed with was 3-0 down. Here in Australia, Optus Sport. All I could hear was the Villa fans singing.
Yeah, that was great. I was
going to say is not only did the players go like all game, the fans did as well. And that would have been hard to beat. They were baking in the sun, by the way. They were absolutely baking.
That gives life into the players, Noah, right? Like that's what they need, right? Like it could have been 4-5 if it was a dead atmosphere and the cops of all teams, Liverpool's fans weren't singing a bit louder. And also, can we just, call out the freaking biased commentators? It was Liverpool all game.
That's what we get here. That's the thing. That's what we get,
It's
unfortunately.
ridiculous, man. So
Yep. All the coverage is biased over here, but I guess it's no real different back
And-
in the UK either.
No.
I
But
think
I find it
it's a
funny,
bit.
like the review shows, when they
Oh,
do
yeah.
Optus Sport review shows. If it's not a Big Six club, it's like 2 minutes. But
Yeah,
when
exactly.
like Liverpool Aston Villa was like a 30-minute review because Liverpool was playing. But we'll play Palace
sure.
in a couple of weeks with like a 2.5 minute review.
Sure.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, we go under the radar when we're winning, and when we're losing, no one really cares. But we're it's better than when we were in the championship. We've come a long way, and I think that's why the fans were singing at the end. Like, we are proud of this team, even though this was a really bad performance. Even though there's a lot of concerning things out there, and we do still have maybe a few players that have the question mark on them, have the spotlight on them. Are they going to make it bit long term in this Emery system? But Emery will stick to his guns. This is how he wants to play. And if you're not good enough, then you're out. We're not changing the system for you. We're playing this way. We're going to pass the ball. We're going to play the high line, whatever, right? Whatever he wants to do. And the player, after every different window, we're going to get better and better players and hopefully improve his team. And that's why I think Zaniolo has to come in. He's Italy's centre forward. Like, I'm sorry, Ollie, but at the moment, he's probably a little bit ahead of you, like in terms of, being known in the football world. So, he's been brought in as a big signing. And I think, he deserves a chance, I don't know, with Watkins or behind Watkins or instead of Watkins.
I think instead of Watkins is the way to go. He's also a little bit taller as well than Ollie, so I'm not sure. Well, like, we actually, for some reason, we love to cross the ball in. And Ollie, I know he's a good header of the ball, header of the footy, but he's not that tall. So you add someone like Zaniolo, who is very agile and athletic, who can jump high, who's 6'2" or whatever he is, 6'3".
Yep.
It's going to be a bonus for us. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes because...
You're muted, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy's muted, which is
probably
done
myself a favour, to be honest. I've just saved some hate.
Yeah, all the viewers were loving it. Yeah.
On his debut, remember, like, he should have given it to Ollie, probably should have, but and then that shot from outside the box, and it was a good shot, mind you. Yeah, he could have laid it off. You never know. I'd probably back him right now or Diaby as opposed to any other player. Like, I'd let them take a chance. So we don't really have anyone that pings it from outside the box. Like, when's the last time we actually scored from outside the box? Was it the McGinn Chelsea goal? That's the last one I can remember.
But he's probably the only one.
And how long ago does that feel? Like, we don't have someone that can ping it. To be honest, I'm spewing now that we didn't go for Ward-Prowse or Maddison because they're both shining in their individual. Yeah, they are either or, man. Like, West Ham all of a sudden now contending again, right? So it's funny what can happen this season. I think it's wide open. I think these are just early days, just nullify.
No, that's what I was going to say. It's only August.
Right. Well, that's all right. And we've got a few home games coming up because we've started with 3 away games out of 4. It can turn around pretty quickly, and I wouldn't be too worried. Let's move on from that game because it was awful. Let's go where the since the last show, the draw for the Europa Conference group was made. That would just happen an hour or so after our last show, Noah, and we've got AZ Alkmaar, Legia Warsaw, and Zrinjski Mostar from Bosnia. So what were your thoughts on that, and how do you think we'll go?
I'll tell you what, I'm bloody excited for the fans to go. Like, I'm bloody buzzing. And I think I was saying to you this last podcast, Tommy, Scott, but they're not going to be easy places to go. I mean, I've seen videos on social media. The fans will be up for this, and they're going to make it as intimidating as ever. But I'm buzzing to see it. Obviously, purchasing Stan Sport over here now that they'll have the group stages and on from there. But what a privilege! And, I mean, it's so rare to be in Europe, and don't take it for granted. Because when I was growing up being a Villa fan, I just expected it, and for 10 years, it's a long time.
Absolutely,
and I think if we play the Bosnia team away, take your rifles.
Well, AZ Alkmaar, West Ham went there last year and had some crowd troubles, so that they've got some pretty insane, ultras, hooligan types. So hopefully,
and flares. They're allowed.
No
I think
trouble.
they're allowed flares in there. Well, they're not
allowed
supposed
everything
to have flares, but flares, flags, whatever.
And I know Legia
love it.
Warsaw are actually quite a good team. They win a lot of trophies in Poland, and they've got quite a hectic sort of fan base as well. The ultras are crazy. It's an intimidating atmosphere. And I heard from a Villa fan on one of the Facebook groups that I'm in about he's from Bosnia, and he was saying that Mostar is a lovely place. You guys should definitely come out. You'll enjoy it. It's really nice, and
A lot of greenery.
Yeah, he's really looking forward to Villa going over there and being able to watch them. So that's great to see that villains from around the world are going to be able to see Villa on tour, and I'm sure we're going to see videos from Max, and he'll be going out there, and Simon and Owen and the boys. So that's going to be great to see.
They're already booking their flights and everything. They're already getting it all sorted, which is fantastic.
Yeah, can't wait to see that. And look, I think this is going to help us in the Premier League as well. I mean, I think these kind of tests are going to be valuable for the team. It's going to bring us together, and hopefully, if we can be successful and we can make a final, win a trophy, that can sort of propel us into next year. I mean, pretty much right now, if we won the Europa Conference and finished 10th or 11th, I'd take it. I'd take it.
Where did West Ham finish?
And then look at West Ham now. They're just galvanised.
Where did they finish?
They finished like 15th, 16th.
Yeah, or something. And they won and look, they're unreal at the moment. But just quickly on the league form, just one thing I want to say on it is, do you guys know that this is like our best start in the last like 3 seasons on points?
2 wins and 2 losses.
Yeah, 6 points is the most we've got. We got 4 points last year.
Yep.
And 1 point the season before or something.
No, we're notorious slow starters.
Yeah, but this is still like look at statistics. I know we have a world-class manager, but he's a winner.
There was that 1 year under Dean Smith we were up the top.
That was the 2020-2021 season.
Yeah, we started quite well that year.
Yeah, that was like,
to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what? I look now. Like, I mean, I love Mings. Like, but like, I still feel like we're 3 like dynamite players out, right? Like, do we, Ollie lead the line? One thing, like, like we need a big forward, like big money. Like, do we have a general in the midfield, like splash cash? Like, it is like a Calvin Phillips equivalent, right? Like, I think you'll probably reevaluate mid-season, or they'll loan him out, right, to get some game time. And do we have like a rock defender, just someone that you're scared to go up against? Right now, yes, we're Villa. We're probably not going to attract the best. I want to be a believer and say we can, but like with the money we got, we need these Diaby-esque signings now. That's the benchmark. Yep. Go buy 3 50 million players, and if they turn out like Diaby, like I have full faith, and even Zaniolo, I have full faith in their ability. Like, and when you're splashing that money, that's what you expect now. And also, fucking hell, hire the Brighton recruitment staff, please. Like, guys are signing out fatty, for God's sake.
It is crazy.
That's the other thing. Like, Newcastle plough us, and then they get done by Brighton. Just, it's so funny, right?
I know. They just keep churning out these players, and it is incredible to see. But it's not sustainable, I guess, in the long term, because one day they're not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to.
There's only so much talent.
Yeah, if they keep selling them, I mean, but they are a very clever club, and the way that they're running their team,
very well run club.
Yeah,
it's almost like Brad Pitt and Moneyball.
That's what Brentford did as well. Like, it's just sensational. And they were on the brink of relegation like 2 seasons in a row, and they could have easily gone down, and it's just all out the window. But you got to give respect to Brighton, because when they came up, they were bottom half for a long time and never really offered anything. It was just kind of a matter of time for them, everyone thought, before they went down. And
they made some huge decisions. Like, I remember they sacked Chris Hughton and brought in Graham Potter, and everyone was like, "What? Like, what are you doing?" He kept them up, and then he took them to the next level. He brings in De Zerbi. Not many people in England had heard about him, but in Italy, he was well known as quite an innovative coach, an attacking coach, similar to what they'd already put in place, and went and got him, and he's taken them to another level again.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, well done to them. But from a Villa point of view, I think we are signing well, Tommy. I think, if you look at Pau Torres, if you look at Tielemans, who is another one who must be thinking, after that performance, maybe
I've
I'm
got a
worth a
chance.
start.
I
Yep.
think he
Yep.
is.
And Zaniolo again, Diaby. I think all of these guys have improved us. And
I think
so we are getting better and better.
I think they're great signings. It's probably one of our best transfer windows in history, I think. But also, for me, the cream of the crop is just Diaby. So consistent, lethal. But it's like that's what you expect to get when you spend 50 mil. Now that's the confidence I have behind Emery, Monchi, and that other guy's got a long Spanish name. I said that now when we spend 50 million, when you think we're linked with big names, well, now that's the expectation that we want them all to turn out like Diaby. Now, if 3 out of 4 do, that's good enough for me. I think a lethal striker forward is needed mid-season. I'm calling it now. Like, I don't think Ollie's the guy to lead the line. Yeah. I also think, I'm not saying it's embarrassing. I think it's genuinely embarrassing as a forward if you're not on pens. You get paid to put the ball in the back of the net and you have 3 goals they're giving you. You got a 50-50 chance. Just some of these he takes, he doesn't even look confident. And I love his work rate, but I said, we need a lethal forward where you're just going to slot it in the back of the net every time. Right?
He's not a natural finisher.
No.
That's the problem. And I said, so how's he playing? How's he leading the line up front if he's not a natural finisher? Honestly, I still reckon put Ollie out wide. But I also know he's not as much of a team player as we think. He spits the dummy, I reckon. He's not happy for his teammates. He's not happy for his teammates when they score. He wants to get the hat tricks and all this crap. Right? So I think we need a lethal forward, knows where the back of the net is, little cheeky flicks and whatever it is. That's what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need mid-season. That could be the difference between us, making top 7 or not. All these other teams have lethal strikers.
Oh, yeah. And we'll get one. At the moment, though, it's so hard to go to Ole, you're not our man, when he's scored 10 goals in the last 3 seasons. And he's only behind
Harry Kane. He competed with anyone. We brought in an Ings past his prime who didn't fit the system. Probably does more now than ever, to be honest. I said we didn't really have any genuine competition. No. Durant's competition, but it's also young and erratic. Go put Ollie up against like a fucking Darren Bent or someone at the time, right? Like no chance, man. And again, you're never gonna have 2 strikers playing for a club if there's no guarantee that you're leading the lineup. That's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's got until mid-season, and then a big name forward's coming in. # believe that.
You said a similar thing last year, and then he went on an amazing run. So hopefully,
I'm happy to be the Viagra that Ollie needs. Don't stress.
Well,
no.
He's gonna
last longer than Gerrard. I know that much.
Well, he's looking a bit stiff at the moment. You're all right about that. So, but let's talk about another thing that happened in the news, and that was Rachel Daly got the PFA Player of the Year for the Women's Super League. So congratulations to her. Well deserved. I actually thought because she played for Villa, she wouldn't get it. It would go to one of the other sort of big players in the big 4, but they did give it to her. And, she was a top goal scorer, 22 goals, amazing season.
Even bigger female news. Don't mean to cut you off, Scott, but it's big news.
Go.
Alicia Lehman being on the prime ad. Now we're talking.
Wow, I know.
She's absolutely prime.
I said in the chat, is that a potential shirt sponsor for next season? No. I wouldn't think so because he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he?
Yeah, but they're doing Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Arsenal. They're just spreading their name, and to be fair,
prime in Munich.
But to be fair, they're doing a good job of it, and you got to respect it. They're going, in my opinion, the most well-known female player. She's got loads of followers on social media, TikTok and Instagram and stuff. So they're doing well with their marketing, and who knows, might have Prime on it as a hydration sponsor.
Is she back with Dougie?
No one knows, mate.
Don't think so.
I wonder if he was there. In the background.
Alicia Lehman, let us know in the comments.
You're welcome to come on anytime.
I've got my beautiful blonde Steph. That's all.
You do.
No.
All right. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Just Palace prediction. That's all we need.
Oh yes, the prediction.
Bit of malice against Crystal Palace.
Well, yeah, it's going to need to be a big sort of statement. It's a big game, of course. We're going to have to bounce back, and I think we will with a 2-0 win.
2-0 for Scottie.
I'm going to say Watkins and Zaniolo.
Tommy?
4-1.
4-1 for Tommy. Jesus.
Yeah, I think
Um,
DRB hat trick, mate.
I'm gonna
DRB
go-
hat trick coming.
Gonna go 3-0. 3-0. I don't think we'll score 4, and I don't think we'll concede 1. So I think it will be 3.
I don't know, mate.
Well-
Eze's in big form. They're coming off. They're coming out for a good win.
I know. It depends how early we score, because
Yeah.
Roy Hodgson's team's ever quite known like hard to break down. Like he's.
But even when we were awful, we beat Crystal Palace at home. They were seem to be one of those teams that we just always
it's like
seem
Everton.
to beat.
It's like
Yeah.
Everton.
Yeah.
And no Zaha
And
either.
Fulham.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Should be good.
Ah, should be good, but it's not good going into the international break on the back of such a disappointing loss. And I hope you guys are all not taking it too hard. Have got over it now. It's been a couple of days. Please, I hope this podcast has cheered you up a little bit. And we will be doing another one before the matches come back. So we'll probably just do a little bit of a catch up, see how some of the villains are doing in the international games.
A quiz.
And a quiz as well. And we promised to do the quiz this time because I know that
quick fire quiz.
we promised to do one a couple of weeks ago and we sort of ran out of time and didn't get any questions in.
There were riots. There were riots, Scott. I'm not sure you heard about the riots.
I know there was some old school fans that were not happy and we apologize, but we will make it up to you this coming weekend. So please like and subscribe, tell your friends, listen to us on Spotify as well. We're over on there. So check us out over there. Give us the 5-star review and we will be back next week. Up the Villa. See you later.